Welcome in. It is day 221, and you're speaking to the Meeples Champion. And today, we're going to be going over a game that I picked up as a replacement game from something I got for Christmas. I was really excited for this one. It was on the Christmas list. I was hoping I was getting it in. So when there was a mess up, two people got me the same game and one had to be returned. I was really excited because I knew I could use that money to go get me the game I really wanted. And the game was Kingdomino Origins. Now, you know I've both reviewed Kingdomino and Queendomino so far on this channel. When I reviewed both of those, I was very excited for this because Kingdomino was fun, but it's very much for kids, and Queendomino was fun, but it was very much a big advanced version of that. It wasn't that in between. This game fits into a nice middle ground because the concept is there's actually 3 levels of play in this game, and you can choose which levels to play at. Now, so far, I've only played at level 1 and level 2, so I haven't gotten to that advanced version yet, but it was enough to get the feel of what this game is, and I did a little read on the advanced version, so I have a concept of what it is, but I still need to learn that one. The setup in this game, obviously one, it's prehistoric, we're dealing with cavemen here, and the idea is that instead of having crowns, you now have fire. You're trying to make fires to be able to use those to give you your points. So when you put out your stuff, your very basics is you put out same things as before. Now they're going to look different. You know, your forest looks a little different. Your wheat looks a little different. You know, you've got now a cave that's more of a brown instead of the dark black like we had before. But you've got your setup like this. You also now have, instead of water, you have ice areas, because obviously Stone Age is during the days of us having the deep freeze. So you have that for your very basic. And every time you have a fire, that's going to be your crown, which gives you your multiplication. What you're adding to the game in your level 1 are volcanoes. Now, when a volcano comes out, it can either have 1, 2, or 3 spouts on it. And depending on that, it basically means you grab the 1, the 2, or the 3 fire. If it's a 3, you have to put down your token, or you put down your domino. From the spot that is the volcano, you have to go in one space in any direction, diagonal or straight, and drop that. And you're going to get that fire. So if it's a 3, you get 3 fires to be added to something surrounding the volcano. If it's a 2, it has to move 2 spaces. And if it's a 1, it has to move 3 spaces. You have to be able to go and drop it onto a spot. When you do that, it gets added to that area. You've now made a new campfire, essentially, and that's now additional points. So this allows you in a totally new way to be able to dominate an area and also get a bunch of volcanoes, and you could potentially have way higher scores than you've seen before. Level 2, though, adds an interesting twist. All of these different dominoes also have, not on every single one of them, but on a majority of them, symbols in the corner that represent to either a fish, a mushroom, there's I believe it's a pine cone, and then there's a mammoth. So if they're on there, you place these tokens on them. You then place it out like normal, and they go into your village. Now, at the end of the game, whoever has the majority of them will get the majority score. These, and I can't remember which one is which, but they score 3, 4, 5, and 6 bonus points for that. And each one of those will be worth 1 point at the end of the game. On top of that, if one of your fires lands on a spot that has one of these tokens, it burns the token. It's gone. So if that means that you would lose as a result the bonus that you would have, it has to go. So it can be great to get this bonus of the fire, but it could cost you because you might get a single fire on a spot that isn't even connected to anything, and it's only going to be worth 1 point. But then it burns, say, a mammoth. That's a point. Now you've evened out, but it turns out that you were either leading or tying. So if your lead is gone, you just lost your mammoth token, which is, I believe that's the 3-pointer. And if you were tied, now your opponent has gotten the mammoth token. So it can be a big deal. It could all of a sudden be a bad swing of points for you. So this brings in a really interesting next twist to the game. Well, why don't we jump in? Let's talk about our 7 categories and see where this game lands for us. When it comes to the art, I love the box. The first and the second box were nice. I think that they were very well drawn. I enjoyed them. I gave them thumbs ups. But this one is just such a different feel, and the pieces follow that through. I love the art. I think it's a vast improvement. Big thumbs up. Your components. You've got the same exact tiles as before. So the tiles are great. It's a nice cardboard tile you're putting out. All of your tokens you're putting out there are all these wooden tokens that are very well put together. And your fires are on little cardboard circular tokens, and those work out really good too. You've also got your meeples for your different cavemen that you're putting out. You've got everything really is good. The only complaint I had is before you had castles in the center. Now you have a cave. And to do the cave, you pop out these cardboard pieces that then slip together and make a cave-like setup. The problem is it's one of these setups that when you're popping it out, because they want to do the cross, there's a small sliver of cardboard you have to pop from between. And I did have one of my pieces get partially damaged because when you're trying to pop that off, it basically started to tear the paper off of the piece itself. Now, this piece is not vital to the game, but it always annoys me when they don't have something that's going to come out very easily. And I wish they could come up with a better design setup for that because that really annoys me. That being said, it was one piece that did it. It didn't get ruined. I was able to flatten it out. And again, that piece is not in any way vital to the game. You don't need it. It's really aesthetic alone. Everything else that you're using is actually being used in the game, and those were important. So I'm going to ignore the fact that that annoyance happened and say that overall, when it came to everything else, the 99% was a big thumbs up. Your price. This game comes in about 40 to 50, probably closer to 50 right now because it's the newest one. And I think that for the game you're getting inside, this is, compared to the other two, a much, much better deal. And the reason I say that is because you have 3 levels. So if you have a young kid that you want to teach the game to, like a Kingdomino, I can play level 1 of this and I'm going to be able to teach that to a kid. But if you want to play a more adult version with your spouse or friends, like Queendomino, you can play level 3 of this. And if you're trying to transition somebody along the way, level 2 gives you a nice ability to bump up, get to know a little bit more, and then move beyond it. I think that's a very good setup. So for me, the price for the game you're getting inside is a really good deal. Thumbs up. Your difficulty. It follows what I just said about the price. That difficulty has variations, meaning you have a level for kids and for beginners. You have a level for beginners going into becoming experienced, and you have a level for experienced going into becoming experts. Everybody can find a piece of this game that works for them. Big thumbs up. Replayability. I just played this game for the first time tonight. I played level 1. We finished up. We played level 2. It was very easy. It was fun. It was no issue for me at all. I think that playing back to back was fine. And I think that this game doesn't take too long and it's a fun game. So I could see this being one that you pull out on multiple nights a week. Big thumbs up. Keys to victory. Now, I won a game and I lost a game. And I'll tell you, I didn't play that different. You have to go for your obvious ones, the bonuses. You're trying to make a perfect square 5x5. You're trying to get your kingdom or now your cave in the center. But you've also got to go for, all right, are you trying to get things based on the fires to score? Are you collecting things with fires only? Are you trying to get those volcanoes? Are you collecting the bonus tokens? Are you trying to get the majority of them so that you can get stuff there? There's a lot of direction to go here. There's a lot of really option here. In a 2-player game, you do have option. And I think that the keys to victory are littered throughout this. Now, I get to play it at 3 and at 4. Honestly, I look at this game as a 2 or a 4-player. I'm not saying 3 is not fun, but I'd prefer to play it at 2-player with the wife or bring it to game night and play it 4-player. I don't see this as one I'm going to be pushing to try to find 3 people for. That being said, whether it's at 3 and at 4, I feel like the game will play different, but those keys to victory will be even more obvious. So big thumbs up. Is the game unique? I think that having 3 levels of difficulty was really cool. And I think that what they did bringing in these 4 different additional tokens to be able to get points and to get majorities is cool. And I think bringing the volcano in was cool. All this is great. But it is just another king and queen domino. And I can't give it unique for that. It's got to be a thumbs down. Overall, what do I think? I think for me, it's new. I'll have to see where I feel down the line when we're getting closer to the end of this 365-day challenge and I'm starting to rank things. We'll see where I feel at that point. But right now, I feel this is the superior one of the trilogy. I like it the most. But like I said, we're early on. I just got it. I just played it. Of course, I think it's the best right now because it's fresh. You have to let a game soak in, play it a few times, take some time away, play it again, see where it really lands for you in the long term. But in the short term, I see this one being my number one, and I can't imagine it dropping to the bottom. So I think it's fantastic, and I highly recommend anybody out there to pick it up because it works no matter what your level is. Well, it has been day 221, and we've been speaking about the game Kingdomino Origins. And you've been speaking to the Meeples Champion. Like, share, subscribe, and check down below in the description where I'll be adding an Amazon link in case you want to get this game for your collection. Until next time, I'll talk to you tomorrow.